Hi Satnam, it's me Shakti here. Just making this little live stream for you today on the topic of natural rhythm. This is one of the modules in my Awakening Shakti online group program. Well, actually it's called Cycle Stages and Natural Rhythms. So it's not really so much about how you dance, although I do also teach Dancing the Goddess. This is about the importance of being in tune as a woman with your body's natural rhythms. We are conditioned in this society to numb ourselves out and disconnect from our bodies. And yet it is in our bodies and in profound connection with our bodies that we discover our power, our pleasure, and our divinity as women. Really, it's impossible to live in fully aligned, integrated truth as an embodiment of the divine feminine unless you are in tune fully with your body and its natural rhythms. So I was reflecting on that this morning in the shower. For some reason I just noticed I don't wear a watch. I wonder, do you wear a watch? I haven't worn a watch for 15 years. And the reason for that is that when I did my very first level of Nia technique teacher training, so this was the very first conscious modality that I trained in, conscious expressive fusion dance form, the Nia technique. The teacher trainer at the time, Carlos Rosas, amazing man, commented on how he doesn't wear a watch because he likes to be in tune with his own natural rhythm. It's the first time I'd heard anyone talk about that. And he explained the reasons why, and within the Nia technique practice there was a whole way in which that was connected to our physicality, to our fingers, to our toes, so basically our 20 digits, and also to our 13 joints in the body. So there was this connection 13, 20, and through those numbers 13 and 20 we connected our physicality with time and space in the nature of how we also then moved in the space, and that was translated through in the teaching of this dance movement practice, so that anybody of any age, of any size, of any capability could come and participate in the class and learn to move their own way from within. Because again, we are conditioned by the society and culture that we live in to disconnect from our bodies and to try to be like everybody else, or perform or move in a certain way or in a certain pace that actually does not align itself with our body's structure or our body's shape or our body's weight. I see this now still, even though I've been teaching embodied awareness in various forms for 15 years in my yoga class. If somebody new comes to my yoga class, or if I go and participate in another yoga class, actually, there is so much conditioned thinking we have to be perfect and keep up and put our body into shapes that it can't get into, and we're punishing our bodies or moving our body at a pace that isn't right for our body because we are whatever, but it's just not right for our body. So the whole thing about the Nia technique, which is, as I say, the first practice I learned to teach, was learning to move your way. So if I was doing a movement like this, and then that didn't work for somebody, particularly not to stay in time with the music, to move with such a huge range, perhaps they would move like this. But for somebody to take the permission to do that for themselves without being told, it was huge. The barriers to that are immense. And so we have to relearn getting back in touch with our bodies, with our sensations, with the truth of how do I need to sit, how do I need to move, on that level, but then also in terms of how we organize and structure our day, our working life, our interactions with others, when we choose to create things. So for example, today I was talking to a beautiful goddess friend who does similar work, and she was just talking about the newsletter that she's going to release. And she said, I'm going to wait for the time of the new moon to release my newsletter, because that was when it would feel aligned. So not sticking to a rigid fixed agenda for we must send out our newsletter every Monday morning at 9 o'clock. No, waiting for the feeling of when it would be a right time to send forth that information, and for the energy of the universe to support the transmission of its content. Very different way of working, a very feminine way of working. So in the same way, getting in touch with the cycle of energy that you have through the day, your menstrual cycle, hugely important, the connection of your body with the moon and the sun, the seasons, summer, autumn, winter, spring, all of this plays a huge part in reattuning ourselves to living and thriving in our fullest potential. So that is my message for today. Please post your questions below. Please like, please share, and I will post below in the comments the information about my Awakening Shakti online group program, for which, by the way, there is an early bird registration deadline at the end of December where you will save £200 basically, and it's an amazing, powerful, transformative program. So take a look and send me your questions if you've got them. Lots of love. Thanks for watching. Sat Nam.